Hi my friends, welcome to another video. What I learned from Risa Teaser's Who the F Did I Marry? Today we're going to emphasize on how not to be a victim of a pathological liar. This video, this podcast is for learning purposes. Like I said, that Risa Teaser's experience and 50 series podcast has lots of lessons and blessings to unpack. And I'm here to share what I have learned after listening to the 50 series of her podcast. Now, bear in mind that pathological liars are excellent storytellers, and humans were naturally drawn to storytelling because it has a way it relaxes our brain, is entertaining, and it is therapeutic, if you agree with me. Pathological, again, pathological liars are gifted in storytelling. But guess what? The stories are lies. They know how to captivate their audience. They know how to elaborate stories. They know how to draw you into their world. That's if you let them. If you go back to my last podcast, I showed us and I shared how you can spot a pathological liar when you see one. And I'm believing that after watching that video, you are now well knowledgeable about how to recognize a pathological liar when you see one. Now, let's say you now know all that and you come across a pathological liar in your life. So while all this is going on, you are standing on guard. So for you not to be their victim, you must do this. Don't lose your temper. You didn't hear me? I'll say it again. Don't lose your temper. Why do I say this? You might be tempted to feel like, who do you think I am? Why are you telling me all this? Like, what are you up to? What do you want to achieve? No, calm down. Don't lose your temper. Remember, it's not about you, it's about them. This is where you show more empathy because from the beginning, the root cause of them being compulsive liars is because they don't love themselves. Now, you on the other receiving end, you love yourself. You know what love is. Then this is where you have to dish out some. Be more empathetic. And while being empathetic, be supportive. Now, all these points are suggestive. Now, it depends on the scenario. One, it depends on the proximity of you and this pathological liar. It depends on the relationship you share with this person. Now, this is where wisdom is actually needed. So you have to scan, you have to weigh your options depending on the scenario and who this pathological liar is. So once you have established that, expect a denial. Don't expect a pathological liar to just give in and say, hey, I know I lied. I'm sorry. I'll find a way to do it better. No, it's a mental problem. They need help. So you'll be very, very supportive. And if you like, and depending on the relationship you have with this pathological liar, you can go ahead and suggest help. You can suggest medical help, a counselor, a therapist, or something. Remember, just bear in mind that this person is sick. He or she is sick. Compulsive lying is a mental problem, it's a mental disorder. So be empathetic, be supportive if you want and if you can, and if you're in this space that will allow you to give this emotional support, please go ahead and do. Now, I want to read us a passage in the Bible of a particular scenario that happened between Eve and the serpent in the Bible, and that's in Genesis chapter 3 from verse 1 to 5. When I say don't engage with a pathological liar, what I mean by that is the Bible says faith cometh by hearing, and hearing what? The word of God, right? You build your faith, right? Good. The same thing, fear, second guessing, doubts also comes by hearing, and hearing what? The word from a pathological liar. They are very good storytellers. They know how to engage their audience. They know how to express detailed story. So if you engage, they will confuse you. They will. And they will turn the truth that you know into a lie. They will draw the truth and then they will twist it, they will garnish it, and you start second guessing yourself. So don't engage. Now let's read Genesis chapter 3 from verse 1 to 5. I read. Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord had made. And he said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. That is Eve's truth. Then the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die. For God knows that in the day you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. And guess what happened? Your guess is as good as mine. Eve doubted herself. She doubted the truth that she has known. She doubted everything that she has known. Her confidence was beaten down. She started second guessing. But that's what I heard God say. That's what my husband Adam said. Oh, why didn't anybody tell me this all this while? Don't engage. Once you engage, you will start second guessing yourself. Now, back to the series that Teresa Tiza shared with us. Who the F did I marry? And that's what we're using as a case study on this, right? Good. Come with me. Remember when Rizana said that she started second guessing herself? At the time, she would be like, no, what if he's real? What if he's saying the truth? And she kept second guessing herself at every lie she hears. She heard from Legion. She was second guessing herself. She was doubting herself. She was fighting with her inner instinct. She was fighting with everything within her just to make sure she, kind of makes her spirit to accept the lies from her pathological lying ex-husband, aka Legion. Don't engage them. Once you spot one or two signs, run. If you can. But if such a person is in your inner circle, is in your bubble space, maybe he's a spouse, maybe you're already married to a pathological liar. Maybe your case is not as bad as that of Risa Tiza. And you'll be like, how do I end this relationship? Or do I have to end this relationship? Or what do I do? These are the things that you have to do. It will be so unfortunate and very, very hard, but you have to do it for your mental health sake. Don't engage in any form of conversation. You remember at a time, Reza was like, she stopped talking about the house. She stopped, listening to him when it comes to any conversation of buying of car, test driving car, or going to see houses or da. Because then her spirit started telling her that you're dealing with a compulsive liar. There is always something. There is a beginning, but never an end. He's always recurring. So for her to help herself, she had to cut those conversations. Yes, at a point you need to do that for your mental health. But the best way is to prevent. But if you already see yourself in that mess, then be supportive. Don't lose your anger. Don't lose your temper. See if you can render help. They will refuse, because the last video of Risa Tiza proved that when the elder brother called Risa Tiza to say they once offered help, but he refused. And they left him. So try as much as you can to show them love, show them support if you can. Otherwise, follow your instinct. Do what your mind says. Until I see you in another video, stay blessed. Shalom. Bye-bye.